Are you familiar with doing this? Like,
Nope, not really.
okay.
All of this is foreign to me. Whenever I have recorded a podcast in the past, it was so ghetto fabulous. Like I just recorded on a little recording app on my laptop with a
Yeah.
headset, and that's it. I called it good.
Okay, we're live.
All of this foreign to me. Whenever I have recorded a podcast, goodness, so fabulous. Recorded on a little.
Okay.
Is it going to be playing back like that? Are we going to be
This
hearing?
no, I'll pause it or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
But this is live. So if you want to like reposition yourself, I don't know, or I can like get this out of the way for you. That's like the problem is it's hard to see
It's hard to move it.
back like that.
Here, let's get a picture.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm
Okay.
gonna try and record
That's
myself.
what bugged me because I sat in that chair over the time, but like that, this is like in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like, I don't know if you want to like roll out of
I
the way.
will move maybe towards you. How's that? Is that better? Kind
Oh yeah, that looks cute.
of. Okay. I wonder if I can get both of us. Oh, I don't know if I'll be
It's
able to get
okay.
both of us. It's all right. I'm just gonna start recording myself.
There
Okay.
you go. Okay. Hold on. It's like us taking a photo. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. It's like bugging me. I just want to make sure the volume is on. But oh yeah, and I like wrote some questions just in case.
Okay.
Okay.
I wonder if I should like go live or something. Talk. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I will. Maybe that could be fun. Do you know if you record live on TikTok or Instagram, can you save that video and like clip it?
You're asking the wrong person. I think it does.
I could screen record, right?
You could Google it quick.
I'm sure I could.
But
Do I want to go live? Do I want to go live on Insta or on TikTok?
it doesn't automatically save live streams. However, you can save a live broadcast.
What is that? What's the
To your own
difference?
camera roll.
What's the difference between a live stream and a live broadcast?
I think they're the same.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I'll do it today and we'll see. What what just happened? Do you know how to switch the camera around? Hmm.
No. You're really brave though. I hate going live.
I
That
don't
makes me so
ever.
nervous.
I don't ever go live. So this will be a first for me. I just don't know how to switch the camera. Default to front camera. Hello? It's definitely not on my front camera. Oh, at this time my account is not eligible for this feature.
Hmm.
Okay, never mind. I'll figure that out another
Thanks,
day.
Sal.
Unless my TikTok will let me, but you can start like whatever question.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, forget.
I like chat GBT'd some questions
Awesome.
for like, I don't know, this podcast. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
But they're really boring. So maybe we'll have some exciting tangents.
I'm not going live today. We'll do it a different time because I can't figure it out. Okay.
Okay. Do you want to just start by like introducing yourself
Oh, yeah.
and like what you do?
Yeah. So I'm Elise, and I'm a master esthetician and licensed nail tech, and I run an independent spa. And I'm also a college student. I'm going to school to become a therapist. I am starting to offer women's retreats this year. And so going to school to get my therapy like license will help me to incorporate that in my women's retreats. And then yeah, and now we're going into podcasting. So,
Cool.
yeah,
You have a lot on your plate though.
I do.
A lot of new things.
Yeah.
I like when I first met you, I remember you were like, I'm learning that like small businesses don't have like the time for this or like it's like such a trial and error thing. Like
Yeah.
even I'm in the same boat, like, oh, well, I'm gonna have to jump ship and do something different.
Yep.
But you're doing a lot of things, like so many things.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I am all over the place.
That's like so overwhelming. But I'm glad you came to the networking event.
Yeah. That was
Do
so fun.
you feel like that was helpful?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't sure what to expect. And in fact, I think so. I was talking to my mom. The reason why I ended up there is because, like, I was talking to my mom. I was like, Mom, I don't know. The issue with me, like, trying to date and, like, find a man is it's not, I can't because I don't have
Yeah.
time. And
Oh,
my mom was like, Well, why don't you find some, like, networking events to go to? And I was like,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I could do that. I literally, the purpose of me attempting to like go to networking events was kind of to try and find like a man.
That's hilarious.
Like, did not talk to a man that whole night. Like, I talked to you and
Yeah.
Shauna like the whole night. But it was funny because like I went home that night and my mom was like, So? And I was like, Oh, I totally forgot that
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
like going to attempt to date and I didn't, but it's fine because I really don't have time. I'm married to this, like
Yeah.
what I'm building. Even if I met a man at a networking event, I'd be like, "Okay, see you in 6 months." Like it's
Or if you met like a man, probably financially struggling. Like looking for business, I don't
yeah,
know. Is that like low of me to
possibly.
say?
No,
But
probably because like why would he be at the event if he was like thriving? You know what I mean?
sometimes those networking events like make me feel better. There's other people out there struggling.
Hmm.
I don't know, it just feels like a big struggle bus when I go to like a networking event.
Yeah.
But it also makes me feel better. Like I'm all in
Right.
the same like we're all in the same boat. We're all trying to get business and stuff.
It's like kind of what's the word? Validating that like
Yeah.
yeah, that
Because
there's like so many other people in the same boat.
yeah. I also think it's hard to like put yourself out there. Like every time I
Hmm.
go to one of those, I've gone to like three, and usually it's like repeat people, so it's kind of like, oh hey, and then like the people you haven't talked to, like I'm pretty sure you walked in the door, and I like
Yep,
I came
you
straight to you. I
did.
was like, I
You
haven't
did.
met you
It
yet.
was
Like
like 15 seconds that I
yeah,
went in the
yeah,
door.
yeah. But I don't know. I always have to like hype myself up, like okay, like you can do this.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
No, yeah. I love meeting female entrepreneurs. Like
yeah,
it's like my favorite thing. So I'm just so glad that I met you and Shauna that night because that was just like it was so fun. And
that
I
was
just feel like
fun.
it's gonna like go somewhere, you know?
I feel like that was fun. I feel like connecting. I swear, like it must be like a women thing. Like connecting with other males, it just feels like so boring
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not as natural. There's something different about because
Yeah,
like I think that there was like a marketing man who approached us for
oh
a short
yeah,
second
yeah,
and like you only talked to him for like 2 seconds, but then I talked to him for like 2 minutes
yeah,
and it was just kind of like, okay, I'm ready to talk to the girls. Like,
yeah,
it's just so much more engaging and
yeah,
exciting and like Shauna's energy, she had us laughing, like we were just
yeah,
laughing.
yeah.
I don't even know what the dudes were talking about on the other side of the table. Like,
Oh yeah, I know because so I've been doing real estate for a year now, and like the men that are younger and around my age, I have found that they like do not understand my life, like don't
Mm,
understand where I'm coming from, and they usually like kind of annoy me. But
yeah.
like the older men that are like my dad's age, like they ask me how, like they just know. Usually
Hmm.
they're like married, they have kids, I don't know. They just get it. And
Yeah.
I feel like I get along way better with like the older
Yeah.
generation just because they are way more
Same.
personable
Same.
and like
I'm like hanging out with people like 10 years older than me,
yeah,
at least.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
My one of my business mentors, ironically, is a man, and I think he's probably like 45. I don't know exactly, but that's probably around his age.
Yeah,
So that's like why it works, is he's just so much older than me. He's like made it.
yeah.
He's like almost, he's not like gonna retire, but he's good. He's
He's
set.
good. Aw.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've really gotten to enjoy the older men.
Yeah. It's
They're
just more
fun.
fun to talk to them.
Yeah, they're more fun. I don't know. I just feel like they're more caring. While like the younger generation just like down to business. I don't know. Or like they
Mhm.
don't even approach you. They're just like
Yeah.
I don't know. They're just kind of I don't know how to describe it. And I don't want to bag on them either,
Right.
but
Right. No, I get
I don't
it.
know.
I get it. After that experience, like our networking event, I was like, I think that my focus is going to be just to connect with other female entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's first of all, that's my market.
Yeah.
Like that's what
That's what you do.
I do is women. Like what I do has nothing to do with men at all.
Well, maybe you'll have them do a facial here and there.
Every once in a while, I might have a male facial or male waxing. Like waxing is popular with males, but
Yeah.
other than that, like most of my clientele is female.
I would imagine because you do nails,
Hmm.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
I remember you were saying at the networking event that you were thinking or like hoping that as you grow your business you could move and have your own like spa, like a
Yeah.
physical commercial
Yeah.
place.
Storefront. Mhm.
Yeah. Have you like looked into that yet? Or like do you know
A
what
little
the
bit.
cost
Oh yeah.
is?
I've looked into it a little bit. I wanted to open one out where I'm at. The really difficult thing about opening a storefront out in the Eagle Mountain, Saratoga Springs area
Mm.
is that it's all new. It's all new real estate, so the rent is high.
Oh,
So, and then on top of that, like the rent goes up every year. And so, like, you kind of have to, I feel like in order to open a storefront out in that area, it's almost like you have to really have it made,
yeah.
to like be able to make sure you're making those payments every month.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, it could be detrimental to the business. So, I've looked into like options, and I know that like spas make good money, so it would probably work out, but I don't know. Not yet. I'm
There's
not ready for it.
that one spa on the corner, like the Summit
Uh-huh.
Spa Summit.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never been there before, but
Yeah.
they're like a bigger
Mhm. There's that one. I think there's like three big name spas out in the area out
okay.
there. Like Spa Trouvé
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Summit, and so like there's like three big like franchise spas
Oh,
out in that
okay.
area, and then there's your typical like corner nail shop, like nail salon,
Yeah.
that and those always do well. I don't know how they do it, but they always do well. Like
Yeah.
I never see those places go under.
Really?
Like, yeah, if you're just like a little we at school, this is really rude, but we would call them chop shops. Like, I don't know why, but they never go under. They always thrive. Those businesses always do well. Always. But I wouldn't want that clientele. I
Which
would
is
be it can be you can get some like unpleasant
oh.
clients, places like that. So,
I know that's like a big frustration down in city center. is like, I don't know how long it's been since we've been down there in City Center, but we've gotten a lot of more commercial like retail things building in around Macy's,
Okay.
and they're the few that have come and they've gone because the rent is so high.
Yeah.
City Center has like no traffic really flowing through. It's
Right.
just the residents
Mhm.
versus like Saratoga and even Eagle Mountain as you're entering Eagle Mountain, like the Ridley's,
Ranches.
McDonald, yeah,
Yeah.
like the Ranches area still has traffic coming through, but
Yeah.
like City Center, like that's kind of like a dead end.
It is.
So it's hard. It's
Mhm.
hard to have like enough business out there and still thrive. But we do have a nail shop
Mhm.
that's been there for a while
And it's
now.
probably gonna do fine
Yeah,
because it's probably one of the only ones,
yeah,
and so everybody goes to that one.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's like definitely a huge concern. Crumble, we had Crumble for like a hot second, and then that was
I
gone.
heard that it went, yeah, and that's
Yeah,
Crumble. Like that's a
yeah.
big
That
brand.
like just shows you like it's hard.
Yeah.
You've got to like, I don't know, you got to
Right
be smart.
right on the corner of my house or just on the corner of my neighborhood,
Yeah,
there is a new commercial real estate strip that just opened and like I've already seen 3 businesses just like
cycle
rotate.
through. Sad.
In like 6 months. Yeah, super sad.
Yeah, I guess even by Ridley's, there's like that ramen place that opened up
Mhm. Yeah.
this last summer, and the boba. I think they took over 2 places, but it's one company.
Uh-huh.
But there's like the ramen and boba, and every time I go there, it's like really quiet, and I'm nervous that I'm gonna go
Sad.
under. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the boba's amazing. I
I
liked it.
love boba.
I
I've
love
been
boba.
wanting to go there.
It's way good.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I've been
Yeah,
craving boba for like a month.
I
So,
know. I was like addicted last summer to boba, so I was like watching and I was waiting for them, and then they postponed their opening like a couple weeks, and I was like,
oh,
no.
bummer.
I know, yeah. But yeah, boba's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a slut for boba.
Let's see. Okay, I guess we kind of like talked about this, but like you have like started kind of like networking and collaborating with other small businesses. Do you have any ideas or like anything that?
Collaborating with small businesses.
Yeah,
I think that it's hard because I am such a go-getter and I am so willing to pull triggers like, "Oh, you have an idea? Let's pull it."
yeah,
Now, like tomorrow, like with you, you're like, "You want to record a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." "You want to do it Saturday?" "Cool." Like I am trigger happy and I
yeah,
will pull the trigger on an idea, but I just rarely find other people that are like that. It's kind of weird. Like you
yeah,
would think that the entrepreneur would be like, "Okay, yeah, an idea. Let's do it. Let's see how it goes."
yeah.
But they're not. They're kind of like, "Oh, yeah, I'll think about it." And then it just doesn't happen.
Really?
Yeah. But
Hmm.
but then there's also just like busy, like schedules are not lining up and it's
Yeah.
hard because like they've got a bunch of side things going on and then I've got a bunch of side things going on and like we can never really.
Get on the same page.
Yeah, but if there was a way to collaborate where you don't have to be present in person
Oh,
for like, an Instagram post,
yeah,
a
yeah,
collaboration that way, or even if like recording a podcast like yesterday, I ended up on a podcast by accident. Let me tell you the story. So I found this girl, I signed up for her podcast, and usually how it's been going is like we'll do a Zoom conference meeting interview
yeah,
where we'll talk, we'll see how the conversation flows, and then we'll schedule the actual recording.
yeah.
Well,
She just called you live?
yeah. We're just talking and like 45 minutes in at the end, she's like, "Okay, well, like where can people find you? I'll enter into the chat." I'm like, "What chat?" She's like, "It's live on YouTube." I was like, "What?" Like, I don't even know what I said. Maybe I said something inappropriate. Like, I don't even know. So, yeah, I ended up on a podcast by accident yesterday because I thought she was interviewing me, but it ended up being live.
Oh my gosh.
So like something like that, like a Zoom
Yeah, yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
Those are super convenient. So convenient. I mean, you could do that on a lunch break.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I think that collaborating where you don't have to be physically present is ideal. And that was another thing that I was trying to figure out with like getting sponsors for my events. was like, you don't
Mm.
have to come. Just print me off a poster. I'll take it. I'll broadcast it throughout the entire event. I'll mention you like 3 to 5 times throughout the night or throughout the event, and you could provide me with like giveaway products or giveaway things like that.
Yeah.
And I thought that would go, but it's not working out.
Hmm.
So I'm having a hard time collaborating.
Yeah.
What about you?
I thought that the bags we put together were kind of cute, and I didn't know that, and I don't even know if they were doing that when I moved into Eagle Mountain several years ago, but
What were those
it was
bags for?
it was for new residents of Eagle Mountain. So it had like the internet provider, like all the
Oh.
local companies. It wasn't just like froofy things, like extras that maybe you would want. It was like the internet, and like I don't know, I thought it was
Mhm.
cool. Like it was like helpful,
Yeah.
and I don't know. But the idea is that it's at the public library. So when you go get your library card, now that
Okay.
you're part of the city, you go to the library
Okay.
and they're like, "Oh, you're a new resident. Here's your welcome bag," and they hand you a bag.
That's cute.
So like I was like, I don't know, that kind of gave me some ideas. Like
Mhm.
I don't know.
Or like when you sell a house, have some kind of welcome bag with like local businesses, cards and goodies and things, or that
Yeah,
would be a good idea.
because business like small businesses are like so eager to get their marketing out there.
Mhm.
I just feel like you have to like find the right way to approach them and offer the right things. Do
Right.
you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
I don't know. So like for my monthly flyer, I
Mhm.
had like I'm approaching these small businesses like, hey, I'm happy to hand out 1,000. I don't know, technically like marketing things for you if you
Mhm.
can just provide them. And everyone's like, oh yeah, 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 like get my name out there. I don't know.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I just been like thinking about
And
that.
you said that was successful.
People are super eager to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of other ways. I don't know. Because like even now with us collaborating, like you will be reaching my audience and I'll be reaching your audience. Like
Mhm.
why would you do anything else?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Get
for
your
sure.
phone, get out of here.
Anything that's like I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And it has to be something that you both want and you both like maybe even are struggling with. Like if there's something that your business could help where my business is struggling kind of thing. But yeah, collaborating with smaller businesses has been challenging for me. It's a focus of mine. Like I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to crack the code with the small businesses out where we are.
Yeah.
But it's interesting and it's different. I don't know. In my industry, a lot of people are kind of like, I don't know, what can I do? It's just, yeah,
Yeah.
the struggle is real.
I'm crashing. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you what you thought about Eagle Mountain growth. There's a lot of like mixed feelings about how
Mhm.
fast Eagle Mountain's growing,
Yeah.
and I was just curious. What are your thoughts?
So, okay, for my business, I think it would be a good thing because that's just more potential clients for me.
Yeah.
Um, I had a thought yesterday after just kind of contemplating the struggles that I'm having with collaborating with the local businesses out there is the fact that like there's only one Macy's. There's only two Swigs. And there's only like so I feel like because of that, because they are like the only one out there, they're not as concerned about marketing, if that makes sense, because they're like I mean, we're the only ones. So we get everybody. I don't really need
Oh,
you to help market for me, if that makes
that's
sense.
so interesting.
So that was kind of like I was trying to put myself in these business owners' shoes of like, why wouldn't I want to sponsor this event that this woman is putting on where there's going to be 40 plus women, potential consumers, and potential customers for me and my business? Like, why wouldn't I do that? Well, it's because like I'm the only Macy's out here. they're not going to the other Macy's that's like a mile away. They have to go like 10 miles to the nearest Macy's or whatever. So, as a business owner trying to collaborate, I feel like that's the struggle, is realizing that people in those positions don't really need to market because they're like the only one out there that has to do that has that thing that they're providing, right?
Yeah.
So they don't really need to market. Um and then the rest of us, like the rest of the small businesses, when I reached out to collaborate, they were just like, "Oh yeah, I don't have time for that." Or I don't have the budget for that.
Yeah.
So collaborating out there in Eagle Mountain is hard. I don't think the growth will change that at all. Um, and so that's my opinion there. But the growth will, in a way, like I would only probably benefit from it personally because it's just more potential clients for me.
Yeah.
You would probably benefit, don't you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think there's so much growth. I think it's almost overwhelming where to start. If you're wanting to move to Eagle Mountain, I think it's almost overwhelming because we have like 10 builders out in Eagle Mountain. Like what other city has like 10 builders? You know what I mean? And so they're all different, offering different style of homes, different size homes. Like it's hard to know where to start, or like there's so much complaint about the traffic that people are like, is it I see a lot of that on the city,
Yeah.
or like the public community pages. If someone's like, I'm thinking about moving here, I'm not sure if it's worth it, and everyone's like, don't do it, the traffic's bad. But like, I've been in Eagle Mountain for years and I love it.
Me too.
And like, I think it's helpful if you work remote.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely helpful.
Yeah.
Like if me or my husband were driving into an office every day, I don't know, it might get old.
Yeah.
But I also feel like the traffic is everywhere in Utah County.
Uh-huh.
I like that the traffic, once you're in Eagle Mountain, you're kind of out of it.
Right.
Like especially me down in city center, like there's never traffic. Okay, actually no, not never. So like, do you know where like Facebook is? The data center, like
Is that
way south.
is okay.
It's kind of
Corey
like
Ride? Corey B. Ride? Is it over that way? Memorial? Or
yeah,
is
you know
it?
the park. Okay, you know Macy's.
No, I'm thinking of a different building. Okay, so it's out in City Center.
It's south. Like it used to be the middle of nowhere, but we keep growing and we're getting real close to it.
Okay.
But it used to be like out in the middle of nowhere by itself. But now Facebook is expanding and there's a lot of shift work. Like they're literally building out there, so there's like people coming and going. It used to just be like security because it was like a data center and there's not really anybody coming in and out. But they're doing shift work right now, so everybody gets off from Facebook and they're coming up that road. Oh my gosh, what is the road? Pony Express.
Pony Express?
Yes. And I live on that road. So like sometimes I hit like from like 5 to 6. It's like way backed up because we have the roundabout.
Oh.
So and then there's like the Firefly community. I don't know if you've been out there. They're building like a huge community, like 8,000 plus homes. And that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere right now, but
Yeah.
once you put 8,000 homes out there, we're going to be like pretty much connected.
That will be hard with traffic during rush hour times of day, especially because like we're building houses and not roads to like make more space for all the traffic that is going to be driving in and out of there. So I imagine that will be tough. But yeah, like if you don't have to commute, then it's no problem at all. I don't have to commute. I'm like
Yeah.
never stuck in their traffic, so I'm fine. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
So I don't really mind the growth personally just because it doesn't affect me currently.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you work from home. You work out of your home. So that's really nice.
And I go to school out of my home. So
really the growth is only benefiting you.
yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. I do hate that we don't have a Cafe Rio.
They've got to bring one eventually.
I know.
With all the growth that's happening.
And I don't think it'll be city center. It'll probably be
Saratoga.
North End.
Oh no, there's one in Saratoga. You're thinking.
Or they'll put it in by Walmart. You know the new Walmart?
The new Walmart, yeah.
They'll put it in there. Like, I still gonna have to drive like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Whatever. But that's like killer.
I know.
That's killing me because I go to Cafe Rio so often.
Really?
And I'm like, is it worth it? Like, do I have the time? And like for some reason when I'm down in Saratoga, I'm like, oh, we don't need it. Like we don't need to eat out. And then I get home and I'm like, "Frick, I should get it. Like I'm starving. I don't want
That's
to
so
cook."
funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I hear that. I see that a lot on the pages too. It's like Cafe Rio, Cafe Rio. Everybody's like rooting for a Cafe Rio.
I know. I think it'd be busy. Like Swig is
Yeah.
so busy.
Swiggus?
Yeah, because I guess we have a high school. Put a Swig by a high school and it's gonna be
Oh,
busy.
yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
yeah. Okay. Do you have any questions for me or anything that you wanted to talk about?
No, we can keep going on your list.
Okay. I was gonna ask you, this is kind of like personal,
Okay.
but I know you talked about switching gears, but it's like, where do you see your business in 5 to 10 years? Which is a long time for me. Five
It
years, I can't
is.
even think
It's
that far.
almost hard to think about it.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to do like 2 to 3 years?
Mm, we can do we can do 2 to 3 to 5. We can do
Okay.
that. So my goal as of today is to double my business every year.
Okay.
Um, and until I reach a point where like I just can't take on anymore,
Yeah.
then I would just like call it. But in the next year, so next year, next school year, 3 out of 4 of my kids are going to be in school. And
Sweet.
and one of them will be in half day school. And so, I mean, I want to be home for them and with them. I don't really want to get childcare yet, unless I absolutely have to. So I probably am going to be a part-time entrepreneur for the next 2 years. So it'll be hard for me to double my business in the next 2 years because of that. So I kind of have to take that into account is like, what do I have time for? What do I want to make time and space for?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be at home with my kids. So, but in 5 years, I would love to be making 6 figures.
Yeah. That's amazing.
We'll see.
Yeah. That's like the struggle is like, I want to grow my business. Like, what if I grow it too much?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me nervous too. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
what if I'm ignoring my family?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me nervous.
And like it's hard when you're an entrepreneur because like it's so easy to just like pull out your phone and be like, "Oh, I have to respond to all these emails." And like it's like a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Wait, no business. No business.
Yeah.
Like just be present, just be here."
Like
Cuz
setting boundaries
yeah.
for yourself.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You have to be intentional
Yeah.
cuz you forget cuz you're just like you're always doing it.
Yeah.
It's just your life. It's like you're working all the time. It's like a 24/7 job, just like being a mom.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
especially being like the service business,
Mm-hmm.
you just feel, I don't know, I feel like extra pressure, like, oh, I gotta respond quick. I gotta be on it. I
Mm-hmm.
can't just be like checked out.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if I have a text, it's like so hard for me to like be present with whatever I'm doing
Yeah.
and like let that person sit unresponded because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like then I have all these thoughts like, what if they think I'm lazy or what if they think I'm, I don't know.
Unprofessional or something.
Yeah, because we're in the service business and I feel like we're having to prove ourselves all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
So I had an experience last year, I think, where I got a text and I was trail running
Oh,
because I trail run.
that's scary.
I hit the trails next to my house because like I live in the nook of the mountain before you go over into city center.
Okay.
I'm like at that little nook in the mountain where the trails are. If you've ever been over there where there's like ATV and mountain biking, the bike park, Eagle Mountain Bike Park.
I've never been
Okay.
to
So, um so I was out trail running, okay? But that is almost beside the point. When you are working with your hands,
that. Yeah.
okay, as a tech,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't be texting. I'm not even looking at my phone. So if I'm with a client, I'm going to be with that client for the next hour to 2 hours.
Yes.
And I'm not looking at my phone, I'm not picking it up, and I'm not texting back. Well, this person texts me and she asks me, like, if she can come in for a service and like when we could schedule, and I didn't respond right away.
Yeah.
I was out on the trails, but I could have just as easily been with a client. Anyways, regardless, I didn't text back immediately, and she texted me back like something like, oh, it was so mean. It was one of the meanest texts I've ever gotten. It was like, um, well, geez, you could have at least responded, but nobody wants your ugly ass nails anyways. Something like that.
Oh gosh.
And I was like, hey, I didn't respond because I was still, again, on the trails. I got home. It was like 30 minutes after she had sent me that mean text, and I was like, hey, I've been out on the trails. Didn't get your text. Best of luck on your search, though. Thanks for considering me. And then I blocked her. Like, it was so mean. But that doesn't usually happen to me. Like, that just doesn't usually happen if I'm not on it.
Are you glad that that happened? So
Oh,
you have to
yeah.
deal with her in person down the road?
Oh, yeah.
I would
And
have been sad.
I've been, like, anytime that I have a vibe from somebody that they're unpleasant and unkind, I'll refer them to somebody else.
Oh.
I'll be like, hey, I have a feeling that like you kind of prioritize this, and that's not really my focus. I actually know somebody in the industry who's like better at that. Let me refer you to them.
Do you warn your referral?
I have. Yeah.
Do they generally take them?
There are some people that are really desperate for business and they will.
Oh.
But that's their choice.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. So, but in general, most people don't care if I don't respond right away. I think they understand, like, oh, she's a tech. She's working with her hands.
Oh my gosh. That's kind of sad.
Oh, it was really sad. It actually made me like super sad girl for like a whole day. I was like, she called my nails ugly.
Yeah, I would be sad too.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, I know she's just a troll. Like,
Yeah.
I can't take it personally.
Do you ever do you do anything in your community that advertises your business? Or like, I'm trying to think of an example. Or like, you have kids in school. Like, do you volunteer at the school, or like do you befriend other moms and be like, oh, I do nails if you ever, you know what I mean?
Usually, as of right now, because of the position that I'm in, where I have 3 of my kids at home full time. So, as of right now, I have not gone out of my way to do a whole lot of marketing. Like,
Yeah.
right now, I wouldn't say that I need more business than I already have.
So you're happy with where you're at?
Currently, like considering my circumstances, yeah.
That's really
But
nice.
eventually, next year, next school season, when I only have the one at home, like, yeah, I'll probably try to get some business cards on a little stand at some local places. I don't know how effective that is, though.
I so like I was running the numbers with like a team lead at our real estate office, and it was like, okay, you talk to this many people, and then like 50% will remember you, and then only 10% will be wanting to buy or sell that year. Like, you kind of cut the numbers down, and like it's kind of like a numbers game.
Yeah.
But he was saying like, oh, you're networking face to face. Okay, like actually let's change that to like 80%. Like, the retention or the impact you have from networking face to face is like way higher, and it's way more enjoyable. It's way less stressful. Like, who wants to cold call or like call a business? I don't know. Yeah, like that sucks.
It does suck.
So like, I don't know. I've enjoyed doing face to face networking. Like, and like I'm so excited when I leave. Yeah. And I'm like so excited, like I found a nail girl, like I'm gonna go get my nails done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited, and I'm excited for other people that I've met. Like, I'm rooting for you guys. Like, I don't know. It's like so enjoyable. Like, I feel like it fuels me versus like, okay, that was exhausting. Like, I hope I get business from it. You know what I mean?
Amen. Yeah. Like, I would much rather go to these nighttime, early morning networking locally
Yeah.
and like meet people like you and Shauna, and then I've got, two new clients. And I'd much rather have you guys
Yeah.
in my chair than, I don't know, some other people that could be less pleasant. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that networking is probably my favorite way of marketing and getting business.
Because I feel like if you're face to face, you can like build that trust
Mm-hmm.
versus like the flyers I'm doing. Like I'm just a stranger. I'm a face on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And when you're like, for me as a beautician, it's almost like you have to be friends
Yeah.
in order for it to be an enjoyable experience. Otherwise, it's just
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Like any client that I have had where the vibe was not 100%, I was secretly hoping they wouldn't come back, and most of them didn't. Because I was like, I want my clients to be my best friends. Otherwise, like, to me, I'm not that anxious and desperate for money.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in like quality connections.
I guess that's why like social media is so impactful
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing a service like I'm trying to think. Like obviously if it's food, I'm going for ratings,
Right.
right? But
Right.
if it's like a service or like if I were going to find a therapist or counseling, like if I had a social media account where they
Mhm.
like were maybe not social media, but like some digital like video where I could like kind of read them and like
Mhm.
feel them out just from them
Mhm.
introducing themselves, I don't know, or other interactions.
Yeah.
I love that. Like there
Yeah.
was a therapist who posted content and she was like she had a client there and they would like ask questions and she would answer the questions in this podcast.
Oh, cool.
And I like loved her. And I was
Yeah.
like I would go to her. Like
Mhm.
I love those kinds of things. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like that's why social media is so big too because you get to know people.
Yeah.
It's not just
I know. That's why when I was telling you, like, my method for just approaching social media posts is like, this is for the fans.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's my mentality is like, the people who are showing up here, I'm treating them like they're my fangirls and my fan base.
Yeah.
And like, my post is for the fans.
Yeah,
Just so
I
that
love
they
that.
can like, yay, I got to connect with Elise today. She posted. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. So I'm not really posting a whole lot of like promotions.
Yeah. That
It's
makes
mostly
sense.
just me being me
Get
and
to
them
know
coming
you.
along with me.
I love that.
Because that's what I want. I want my people to come to me because they like me.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's like something I've learned in real estate too is like you like some people will choose another realtor over you and you may not be the best fit for them. My mind is blanking right now.
Yeah.
I feel like my
That's how it
ADHD
is.
meds just
But
went out the window. Like they just stopped working.
but that's how it is. Like, and so I don't really ever take it personally. Whenever I'm not vibing with a client, I'm kind of like, please don't come back.
Yeah.
And it's not because I don't like them. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
like, you would vibe with somebody else
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
And you would enjoy like putting your money into that more.
Yeah.
And I would enjoy taking an hour and a half out of my day more, you know? So, like, my clients, my regulars, like I said, they're my besties. And I don't take it personally when somebody doesn't come back because it's usually a mutual, like, disinterest, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've
that
never
makes
really
sense.
had somebody walk out of my life that I was like, "Oh," you know?
Yeah.
So I just value connections, and that's what makes like my money making experience just so much more enjoyable
Yeah.
and meaningful, which also brings more value to my life in general.
Yeah. I'm like I keep thinking about my sister-in-law, which I kind of like talked to you about a little bit, but she does like mostly lashes
Mhm.
and threading. She like does
Okay.
facial threading. And I don't know if you've ever been to Laie, Hawaii.
Which island is that an island?
No, it's a city.
What
It's like North
island is
Shore
it
of
on?
Oahu.
Is Oahu the big one?
It is like Honolulu. Honolulu is like the big city,
Okay,
the
then
capital.
I have been there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
Okay, okay. Okay. But you're like I can't remember if you were LDS or not.
I am.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's like where there's like the temple on the North Shore. There's BYU Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's like a whole community out there.
Okay.
And like so a lot of it is students, but the locals that live in Le'ie are like professors at the school, or they like their generational home. So it's like their grandparents lived in the home and it passed down.
Okay.
I don't know, like and Polynesians in general are just like very, oh, that's my cousin. I don't know. They just know everybody, right?
Okay.
So like Le'ie is like so closely knit, and she she has like I'm amazed at like how much business she has. She's just as like amazing.
That's awesome.
But she said the biggest thing she's learned is like to keep her mouth shut, because like you're sitting there with a client and you're like threading or doing lashes and you're talking about their life, and then she's like I've gotten other clients because their like lash lady was like telling her life story to like other clients. I don't know, yeah.
Okay.
And she was like, I've learned like keeping my mouth shut has gotten me so much retention. And like people
Interesting.
love me just because I don't know, it's almost like therapeutic to sit and chat.
Talk, yeah.
And then they're trustworthy too, like I don't know.
Yeah.
That just like came to mind.
It's true. As a beauty therapist, like your job is mostly to just let them talk
Yeah.
and just respond. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. But I do with my clients, like we are best friends, and I will usually give them updates on what's going on with me because I
Yeah.
usually have like really funny stories with like dating and stuff. Dating in your 30s, like it is so entertaining. I just have stories all the time. So
You'll
like
have to tell me off camera.
yeah. Every time my like one of my best friends comes in, like she's always like, "Okay, so what stories do you have for me this time?"
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. But it's true. Like there's a barrier that you can't cross. Like there are certain things that I would not share, especially with certain clients. Like I wouldn't say certain things and I wouldn't share certain things and I wouldn't share like with my other clients what my other client is going through.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that personally.
I think I don't know, like I just think it's because everyone knows everybody.
Ooh, yeah.
So like I don't know, it's not like random people. It's like, your sister-in-law is like thinking about this. Or, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
it's just funny. But
Yeah. That'd be hard to navigate. And maybe like culture has something to do with it too, but yeah.
yeah.
She's probably a really likable person too.
Yeah, like the sweetest.
Okay, yeah. When you're just likable in general, people just gravitate towards you.
Yeah.
You're like magnetic,
Yeah.
and then you just have great business.
She's so kind to you. Like she like gives people right home.
Oh,
Because like I don't know, like Lee is so small, a lot of people just walk. A lot of people don't have a car. Like a lot of college students don't have a car. They
okay.
bike everywhere. I don't know like what to compare it to. But she's like, "Oh, like let me run you home. Here's like some bread for your auntie." I don't know, like it's such a small. Yeah, it's like
Ew.
it's amazing. I like Miss Lee so much. Okay, so I went to school there.
Uh-huh.
So I'll go visit sometimes. And it's just like, why did I ever leave? I left because I had no money. And I got pregnant. I was like,
It's expensive to live
yeah,
there, huh? No?
so expensive.
Is it?
So expensive.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing under 1 million. And if you do get something for 1 million, it's like a shed, like a shack.
What?
It's like really intense. Like Hawaii in general is already expensive, but like EA is like so extreme.
How do people live? How do they live there?
There's like multiple, usually there's multiple families.
Living in a house.
Illegal rentals on the property.
Okay.
Like, or they're generational, they never go for sale, they just get passed down.
Okay.
So it's like, what is the word I'm looking for? Competitive? Elite? I don't know, like it's hard to get into it.
Okay.
What is the word? It's gonna
I
bug me
don't
now.
know. I don't know what that word is.
Okay, anyways. Okay, my last question for you, and this is kind of personal, so you can like skip it if you want. But given your circumstances being divorced or before you got divorced, were you nervous about finances and like the cost of rent, how
Petrified.
that was gonna work out.
Petrified. Like, I don't know if I've ever done anything more terrifying in my life than pursue a divorce at the time that I pursued it.
Because
I did not set myself up at all. Like,
I
as soon as we got married, at the time of our wedding, I was the breadwinner, and I was the breadwinner for the first year. And I had a great job. I was working for an attorney, and it was just a really great job. I was an interpreter because I speak Spanish. And I got pregnant right away. Like as soon as we got married, like 2 months later, we were pregnant. And as soon as my daughter was born, the plan before she was born was for me to continue to go to work because I was the breadwinner, and my husband wanted to go to school. And so I was going to support us while he went to school. But as soon as my daughter was born, I was like, I'm not leaving her. So I stopped working and I quit college because at that time I was still going to college. I was at the U. And and my ex, like, I will always praise him for this. He went to school full time and he worked full time.
wow.
And he did that for like 4 straight years.
Wow.
He was a machine. Like he totally busted that out, and um I will praise him for that forever. Um but like I didn't set myself up well for the possibility of like a marriage not working out,
Yeah.
or like if he had died or whatever. Like I just didn't have my ducks in a row at all. I had no foundation. I didn't finish my degree, and I stopped working that whole entire time that we were married. I had various entrepreneur like ventures, but they weren't, it was mostly just for fun, something that I enjoyed. And so, yeah, like having 4 kids and really nothing to put my feet on, I was really just, I thought that nothing would work. Like it just wouldn't work. And for a while there, I thought that I was going to have to probably just financially depend on my parents or like assistance from like the government or the church or whatever. But I think knowing that it was the right thing to do and that it was what I was supposed to do and feeling called to it is what has paved the way. Like I have not needed much assistance. And um I don't know how that happened. Like it was a God thing because nothing should have worked out the way that it did. I had nothing but roadblocks. The divorce was high conflict. Um, so there was just a lot of money coming out, going towards the divorce process, like court hearings and yeah. So like really, I don't understand how I am in the position that I'm in today without it just being a God thing. Like it had to have just been a miracle because God called me here, but no doubt in my mind, like I followed God, and he paved the way for me, and he just created all the opportunities that were meant to be for me.
Yeah.
And just walking with him along this path has been what has saved me. And just having the right support.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was petrifying. The numbers were not adding up. Like nothing should have worked out the way that it did, but like I kept the house, and I'm still keeping the house. And my daughter is on a competition dance team. So expensive. So expensive. She's doing a solo, so it's like double the price. So like, but we haven't had to drop her out. Like everything is just working out. It just is. Like the plans are unfolding, the chips are falling, and like everything is just working out. And whenever something doesn't, I just kind of take it as like, well, that was also a God thing.
Yeah. It was meant to be.
Yeah. Focusing, like forcing me to focus where I need to.
Yeah.
If something falls through and if something doesn't work out, then it's like, okay, well then obviously I need to be focusing over here instead.
Yeah.
So really, it's just been miraculous. One miracle after another.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I feel like I had a year like that too, where I look back and I'm like, how did I get here? I don't even know how I got here. How did that happen? I feel like maybe I'm trigger happy too. It's like something like an opportunity. I feel like I want to word this the right way. Like we have struggled so much. Like once if there's any kind of opportunity, I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Like it's mine. And so like anything that comes my way, I'm like, okay, okay. And I feel like this year was a bunch of those. And like I turn around, I'm like, what even happened? Like 1 year ago, like what? Like I was like in a totally different place 1 year ago. So like I can understand that.
Yeah.
Crazy how things just like unfold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool though.
So, yeah, and just like realizing also, the thing that got me really to move forward was knowing that I had already experienced things that were way more terrifying than like launching. So that was helpful.
Yeah.
Like, even though those terrifying things were terribly traumatizing, I'm braver now
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, at this point, it's kind of like, what can you really scare me with?
I love that. I love that. I had like yeah. I feel like I've had a scary year. Like a lot of things I would have never thought I would do. And so yeah, I just feel like I'm a different person. Like it's kind of like unrecognizable. Like whoa, like what even happened? Who is this girl? Isn't that crazy though?
Yeah,
I like love that though.
I know. There's like a
Yeah.
rebirth that happens.
Yeah.
There's uh there's a transformation for sure when you're doing terrifying things.
Yeah.
And especially like one after the other.
Yeah.
Things that you never would have thought you would do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
crazy.
totally transform.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rock bottom, it is like holy ground. Rock bottom is like the rebirth of the soul. Like you just completely become a different person.
I have so many thoughts, and I can't choose one. My brain is giving out. But that's awesome, though. That's really exciting. I'm excited to see like what happens for you next,
Thank you.
and where you'll be. And
Yeah.
I'm excited to get my nails done. Do you see like my natural nails are ugly? Do you do like acrylic?
I do luminary. Do you know what luminary is?
No.
So, luminary is a gel enhancement. It's probably the most popular and most requested service right now in the industry. I compare it to like the durability of acrylic.
Okay.
I think they last longer than acrylic. Um, and it's way less like toxic.
Okay.
Because acrylic with powder, any kind of powder enhancement, like it can get up in the air. Like you'll see nail techs usually are wearing like a mask.
Yeah.
With luminary, I don't wear a mask because it's gel.
Yeah.
So it's not like in the air.
Is it
There's
like
just
a poly
fumes.
gel?
Um,
Because I've used polygel, like a DIY kit thing.
yeah, I used to do polygel. You could compare it to that. Yeah.
But it's just like better.
Oh yeah.
Stronger.
Yeah, it's the best in the industry.
Oh, is it a blue light to cure?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you shape it with a brush?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll be in contact.
Yeah. Yeah. We can get together.
Cool. Do you have any final thoughts?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't think so. I really can't think. I'm so tired.
No, that was good stuff.
But I don't know.
I think that
great.
was good. Yeah.
And it's our first one, so I'm sure it's like we're gonna look back and cringe. I don't know.
I know. I'm looking at myself in my front view camera, and I'm like, ugh. The front camera is so unkind.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Or you've got to like kind of have it up higher. So
Yeah,
you're looking
like,
down. And
yeah.
it's like,
Otherwise, I look
yeah.
puffy and like.
Ugh.
So, yeah, but we should do this again.
Cool. We should like find some more girls.
Yes. We should bring
Or
Shauna.
men. I'm not gonna rule them out, but like
No, but we should bring Shauna. Shauna is a hoot.
yeah.
She's so funny.
I'm like
think the-
really curious.
I think the crowds would love her.
Shauna. I've never seen her before, but I guess like she knew other people though, so maybe we just missed each other.
Hmm.
But yeah, I have like a lot of questions for her because it sounded like she worked a lot, but she also like was with her kids all the time. So I was like,
I know. I think
how did you do
she
that?
would have a lot of awesome things to say about like balance.
Yeah,
Because I heard her say multiple times during our conversation is like, well, you know, when I'm at home, I'm at home.
yeah,
When I'm with my kids, I'm with my kids.
yeah,
When I'm with my husband, I'm with my husband. We have such few like opportunities to be together, so like I just take that opportunity to be with him. I was like, she's so cute. Like she's got such a great like balance
yeah,
and just prioritizing. So I think she'd have some good stuff to say about that.
yes. I'm just thinking about the minivan. She was so passionate about the
I
minivan.
texted her the next morning and I was like, give it a name. It'll make it more endearing.
I wonder if she still has it.
I know.
I wonder if it got come back to the lot.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. I feel like she's gonna miss it.
I I want an update for sure.
Who complains about having too many seats?
I know,
Who
right?
complains?
So
Oh my
funny.
gosh. Also, I was thinking she could totally fold down her back row altogether.
Yeah.
She didn't like the back row. Fold it down, and then you have this huge
Mhm.
trunk.
Yeah.
I
Like
was
literally
like,
huge. You
I
could sleep
kept,
back there.
yeah. I was like, kept thinking about this after that night. I was like, I
How
think
can
she
we
should try
sell
this.
her
Yeah.
on it?
Okay, I'm gonna pause it.
Okay. I'm gonna run to the back.
Oh yeah, sorry.